back to Articulate with Steve McJones. Hey, what's up? It's me. It's your host. It's your guy, Steve McJones. Are you ready for another episode of Articulate? Because it's my favorite part of the week. This week we got Mbeta Sokolo, man. One of my favorite people to see out at an open mic. He is another stand-up comedian, and I was fortunate enough to get him on this week because he's a very down-to-earth and real person, and he's a very calming presence as well. And I think you should be able to tell that from this conversation. But what I realized about him, what I didn't know before this conversation, and after editing and everything and going back and listening to it, he really appreciates the people in his life and what they do for him. And he really understands the hustle and understands the grind. So it's motivating for me to listen to him, and really, I'm just fortunate to be a part of this guy's life and just to get to know him a little bit. And I think, again, you'll be able to tell he's such a great guy after listening to this conversation. So please enjoy this and, check out his films and his productions and everything, because he is a really talented person.
Set the most and then just do a completely different set for a couple of weeks and then come back to it, which people kind of forgot about it a little bit, and then I tweaked it a little bit and just changed up little things so I can get like a better reaction from people rather than doing the same set for like a month. I
like that, and it's like, it gives you a little bit of time to take a step back, and then when you bring it back, it's fresh again.
Yeah,
too.
Yeah, exactly.
I like that, absolutely.
One guy I knew, his name is Stevie Jr. He taught me something that, like, I was doing stand-up for years. I was on and off, but he taught me something that, like, damn, I wish I would have known this earlier.
What was it?
Like, he taught me, after, like, in open mics and showcases and stuff, going at the end is hard because people get used to joke structure.
That's true.
So even if your jokes may land over here or over there, it may not land as hard because people are beating you to the punch subconsciously. Because they done heard 10, 15 other people tell jokes. First this happened, setup, then this happened, punchline.
Yeah.
So one thing to do is you bring something topical, something that's going on in front of you.
Right, in the room.
Yeah, in the room. Like, I say something like, I see a lot of people with glasses here. Something stupid, but, like, something where they don't know what's coming because I don't know what's coming. Get a little chuckle in, so now they back on my side. All right,
and then you can go back.
Then you can go back into your set. To be able to go out every night, you got to, like, work on different things. Some nights, I just try to work on my facial expressions. I tell the same jokes, but I try to work on how my face look.
Oh, yeah.
When I see me on camera, I'll be like just having a regular face sometimes. Like, oh, that looks weird. Other times I try to work on my intonation, like saying one word, the other word, you going a little faster, going a little slower.
Yeah.
Next night I work on this, that, and other thing, just so it's all part of the package, body movement and all that.
Yeah, we were talking about that today actually in the class I have on Sunday mornings, and they were just like emotion, like, so the dude had a joke about like Michael Vick and like how he was treating dogs like chickens basically, and he like went through the process of killing a chicken, and so like the first time he did it, it like crushed, and then he did it again at Raven, and it like absolutely bombed. And some comic was like, dude, it's because the emotion behind it. Like the first time you did it, it was like you were shocked at the process of killing a chicken, but when you did it at Raven, it was like you were almost enjoying the process of killing it. So it was really like about how he was saying it and the emotion behind it and everything. But yeah, so now that I've been like, I feel like the more I keep doing it, the more, I've said this for like the past 3 weeks, but it's like, I feel like I'm settling more into the, like, what the open mics are going to be. And I don't know how long that settling process takes, or if it ever actually, I don't even know if that's what it is, a settling process. Right. But I feel like I'm getting a lot more comfortable to be able to, it's like, all right, I know I'm going to be doing this like at least 2 days a week. So it's like, why not? The weeks don't stop. They keep coming, so I can try, like you were saying, work on different things each week and not worry too much about the other shit.
Yeah, exactly.
I like that.
Joke's gonna bomb, they're gonna be what it is, but...
All right. Warmed up conversation a little bit.
All right,
let's get into it, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, Mbeta Sokolo. So, Beta, where did you grow up at, actually? In Philly?
I grew up... So, we've been recording this whole time? Yeah. That's cool how sly that was. I didn't know we started, but that's cool. I liked it. But, I grew up here in Philly. I grew up, like, Germantown, Olney, like, kind of North Philly-ish area. Okay.
How would you describe your childhood?
I don't know. My childhood was, like... It was normal, My parents are both from Africa, so like it was a little different.
Sure.
It's like any black kid from the hood, you know, had fights, had friends, had girls.
Nice.
You know.
Yeah, siblings?
Yeah, I got 3 brothers.
Okay. And so, like, what age did you start exploring maybe, like, creativity a little bit, I guess?
Creativity, I'd probably say, like, elementary school, middle school. Like, I used to do theater when I was in middle school.
Really? I didn't know that.
In elementary school, I played violin.
You just completely skipped over that.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, I played.
That's crazy, because violin's like a super hard instrument to play.
I used to love the violin. I was like pretty good at it.
Really?
Yeah.
What happened, bro? Pick that shit back up. Pull that out of the stand-up on stage.
I just kept moving forward. Violin was like elementary school.
Okay.
Middle school, I did the drums.
Really? Okay,
Yeah.
so a lot of background in music then, huh?
Yeah, I love music.
Yeah, I could tell you got a lot of creative outlets, which is another reason why I enjoy your presence a lot of the time.
Appreciate you, yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like music makes you creative. Music makes you smart, I think. I think I read somewhere, I could be wrong, but like how kids who grew up playing instruments, you know, I guess did better or something. Did something better in life. I don't know. I forgot the thing, but like, yeah, I feel like.
No, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I feel like it's almost like another language, you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
And so, like, when kids learn other languages, I know that definitely takes an effect, a positive effect on their brain and things like that.
1,000%.
Absolutely. And, like, I've noticed personally for me, maybe, like, not with development, but, like, listening to music, like, I never was a big fan of classical. I actually hated classical for a while because they used to play it during nap time at preschool. And I was like, bro, I'm not trying to nap. Get this boring-ass music off. Yeah. But then over the pandemic, I started finding myself in, like, depressive loops in my head, you know, that I would just think the same things over and over because every day was, like, the same. Yeah. So I started just throwing on that music in the background sometimes and I would, like, sit down and try to write. And I think it would, like, it just takes your mind to different places.
Yeah, for sure.
In different areas, which is interesting. It definitely has an positive effect on the brain. So that was a good, is that kind of where it really started for you?
Yeah, I 1,000% think so because I used to love playing the violin. I used to love looking at new pieces and going through with my teachers and then I just always wanted to play an instrument or be on stage or something like that ever since then. Yeah. So that was definitely like the start of my art career.
So where did I guess the theater probably started like the music or the movies aspect of things, right?
Yeah, I would say so. I didn't know it at the time, but yeah.
Okay.
Because I did always want to be an actor when I was younger.
Okay, and what was your inspiration?
Denzel Washington, that was my guy.
Nice.
Without commitment, you'll never start. Without consistency, you'll never finish.
I always wanted to be like Denzel, so, you know, I should just act in middle school. I thought I was a good actor because I was good at lying. So I'm like, all right.
That's a good way to do it. I actually had a teacher that said, she's like, I would never date an actor because you don't know if they're like, that's their real personality or not. They could be lying at any moment, you know, and they're good at it.
Yeah, and that's me. So I'm like, all right, cool. I should be an actor. You know, that's where it started. I wanted to be an actor. But I felt like with acting, it's a lot of competition. So my thing was, I'm like, I don't feel like I'm going to just make it in acting with my superior acting method. So I try to see what can I bring to the table that not every actor could bring to the table. And that's where stand-up came in.
Okay.
I'm funny.
Yeah.
So I'll do stand-up first, and that'll be my way into acting.
That's tight. So yeah, so you like, did you like go out for auditions and things to start out with, or like?
A little. When I was younger, my mom took me to a couple of Johns, but like some of them was like scam ones and all that. They was like, oh yeah, you so we need you. So, and my mom like, no, we ain't doing that. And then I just did like theater in middle school, and after that I was like, I'm not gonna keep going to these auditions. Some of them asking for money, but I'm like a young kid. I'm like, Mom, just give him $500, and she was like, oh. Right.
But you found out through that, like, with the people you were auditioning with and, like, the other actors that you probably, I don't know, you had some other friends that were doing the same type of thing, or just you?
Yeah, I didn't know anybody. Besides, you know, I knew people we were doing plays with in middle school, but I didn't think any of them was, like, going out.
But so how did the funny kind of work into it? When did you find out you were funny?
I was always hilarious. I was always hilarious, you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
I was always the class clown.
Yeah, okay.
The crazy kid. So I'm like, all right, I want to use this. I want to use this funny. This is what I'm naturally good at. Naturally good at being funny. Mm-hmm. I just felt like if you want to do something in life, you got to build on what you already good at. or what we have a passion for.
Yeah, that's where the talent really comes in.
Yeah.
You got to bring like the hard work to really craft it. I think.
Exactly. Hard work will turn you into the monster, but you know, like the talent is like a base level.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
But I like what you do because you've got. I was actually just talking to Catherine Williams, I think her name is. She's the one that like put together the Excel sheet on like. Yeah, and I was talking with her a little bit about like because I think stand up is a really good way into the entertainment industry as well.
Yeah.
But it's like I don't want to get too caught up in just stand up. You know what I mean? Because building a career off just that is extremely difficult.
For sure.
Extremely respectable. Don't get me wrong. Like it's insane if people can do that, but
For sure.
I just don't know if that's the life for me. You know, you talk about acting being competitive. I feel like stand up is almost just as. You know?
Yeah, for sure.
So how do you give me like the timeline here between the stand up, the movies that you're doing? I know you do writing, directing, camera work, you know, and music probably still plays in effect. So, it factors in there somehow. So, give me like a timeline. How does that all work together?
So, basically how it started was, you know, I did the plays in middle school and then like early high school when I tried to do a couple auditions. But it was when I was like 16. I was in the 10th grade. Like, all right, I'm going to do stand-up. Okay. That's going to be my way.
10th grade, that early. All right.
Yeah. I remember that day. I had got like chosen for this callback audition or something like that. But they started, and then that's when they brought the money into it. And I was like, damn, that's crazy. I thought I was good. But I was like, all right, you know what? I'm just going to do stand-up. Okay. As soon as I get to college, I'm going to do stand-up, and that's going to be it. So I got to college. My first year was like I didn't do no stand-up. I was just going crazy, you know. First year of college. Yeah. And then I had went to Penn State, and I took out a lot of loans. I'm like, fuck, I'm gonna fall back on this stand-up. The stand-up is gonna pay for it, so I ain't worried about these loans. Mm-hmm. So at the end of my freshman year, I was like, all right, let me find a stand-up club and actually get into it. So that's when I started doing stand-up. I was like 18, 19, and then I thought about it because my major was computer engineering, and I was like, being a computer engineer is kind of counterintuitive to what I want to do. Right. So if I want to do stand up, by the way, I didn't want to do acting as soon as I started doing stand up. As soon as I started doing stand up, I'm like, this is it. This is what I want to do.
Nice. Yeah. Well, how was that first time? Was that in your latter half of the freshman year of college that you did it for the first time?
Yeah. It was probably like their last session or whatever before the year ended.
Yeah, and you just really like hit the ground running on that?
Oh no, I did terrible. But after like a couple times, I'm like, yeah, I like this. Okay. I like this a lot.
Yeah, good acting. So then what happened? Like what was it, computer engineering?
That was my major. And then I switched it to movies, to filmmaking.
Oh, wow. That's a big switch.
Yeah, because I'm like, wow, I should work towards what I want. So if I want to be a stand-up comedian, I should do something that's in that realm that'll help me get my comedy out. Yeah, absolutely. So that's when I switched it to filmmaking.
Wow. So do you complete your filmmaking degree?
I got my degree in media studies.
Media studies, okay.
I didn't get accepted into the film college. I had to submit something. I didn't get accepted. Okay. And I wasn't going to wait another year. And then I was like, I'll do it on my own. It's not that deep for them to accept me. I'll figure it out on my own.
Absolutely. I mean, you still probably learned a lot from the media.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I learned a lot from that. I still use a lot of those lessons. Like, the biggest thing college taught me was it taught me how to learn. Okay. In high school, growing up in Philly,
you were just fucking around.
It was nothing. I always had a good memory, so I was always good at school. Okay. And high school was always, all right, this is the lesson. We're going to give you a test on the lesson, and then boom, you get the grade. Mm-hmm. Like, all right, I don't need to pay attention, but I see everything you wrote there. Test easy. Nice. Multiple choice. You can always cancel out 2. Then you got a 50% chance of getting the right answer. Right. I was always good at it that way, so I didn't really pay attention or learn anything in high school.
Yeah, the thing is, it's still strategic if you think about it, because I was similar like that, where I didn't really... My strategy was like pay attention in class and then never do the homework.
I never did.
Yeah, I'm not like this is. I'm here 8 hours during the day. I don't need to spend more time on this. Exactly. But you come back and it's like as long as you were like paying attention, or I mean, you have that in your memory already. And then,
Yeah.
like you said, in the test, at that point, it's just process of elimination. You're
Exactly.
like, I know for sure it's not like a couple of these things.
Exactly. And then if you know even a little bit, that'll skew in your favor to where you just get a higher grade.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I'm like, all right, cool.
Right. So then in college, how did that change?
Like my first semester, I got 3 C's and a D. I want to say I was going to get an F, but I had dropped the class before. And I'm like, oh shit, I'm doing something wrong. So, you know, I just slowly started to learn. Because every process in college, every professor got a different process. In high school, for the whole 4 years, it's the same process. This is 30%, this is 10%, this is that. You do this, you get that, you get that.
Mm-hmm.
You learn one system, you good for 4 years.
Right.
But in college, every teacher had their own system.
Yeah. I never thought about it like that, but it's true.
Yeah. Just had to learn every professor's system while you had the class. And then you could kind of not beat the system, but, you know, engage it how you want to.
Okay.
Basically.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I wish even in college, dude, for me sometimes, I switched like 2 majors and then I went into hospitality.
Okay.
And it was the same type of thing. They kind of like taught you everything and then you'd take the test.
Mm-hmm.
But I learned hospitality became more about the in-person experiences, like making relationships with the professors and with the other people, because that's how you got jobs, you know what I mean?
That
Like
makes
if they went
sense.
an intern somewhere, they could put in a good word for you,
Yeah.
or you know, if you know the teachers knew somebody, things like that. So it became a lot more about learning the networking side of things.
Yeah.
To learn like learning and like discipline, I had to start doing that on my own.
Yeah.
I was fortunate enough to have an older brother who's like 28 that is super passionate about things like that. So he kind of mentored me a little bit at that point in my life to where I started just doing learning on my own time. So that's when I started going like, you know, picking up screenwriting books or
Yeah.
books even about like financial stuff like that, and then making your own practice. So like writing screenplays and actually putting shit together, little projects on your own time. And I feel like that's the real process of learning, I guess.
Nah, yeah, I feel like completely. I feel like mine is a little different. Like I was never good at networking or just meeting people and talking to people. I'm a real shy person. Like I'm the type of person, if I don't have anything to say, I don't talk. Like
Right.
I can't make my brain think of something. If I don't think of nothing, then I'm just quiet.
Yeah, but that puts more value to your words, I think. You know, I think...
I can see that, but I feel like in the game that we in, or just like how you talking about with hospitality, it's all about networking.
Yeah.
So that's what I had to learn on my own.
Okay.
So college taught me how to learn, but I had to learn how to network, because communications, I had opportunities to get in here, talk to this person, but I was just never that guy to, hey, so talk to me. What do you do? Oh, that's cool. I do this, and yada yada yada.
Yeah. It is tricky, dude. Especially, I don't know. I had to relearn it coming out in Philly. You know, it's different people out here.
For sure.
You got to relearn how to talk to people.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's crazy. So you started doing the media, and then did you start doing your own film projects at that point?
So I had a homie in Philly before I went to college. He had got a camera.
Okay.
He like kind of started doing film.
Mm-hmm.
He was like shooting music videos. Like he's like a director in the city. He shoots a lot of these local rappers and up and coming rappers music videos.
That's
but
nice.
he always wanted to do film.
Okay.
So like I wouldn't say we did it together, but like he had me like in a project, but it never like really came out because we didn't know anything about lighting or nothing like that.
Right.
So when I got to college, I had switched my major. It was film and video, and then I was taking a couple of those classes, and that's when I would put my own stuff together a little bit.
Okay.
And then he was putting his own stuff together.
You start using some of those techniques.
Yeah. Like I would show him, yo, check this out. Like, oh, all right, I see you learn, I see you working, or whatever. Mm-hmm. And then I came home my sophomore year, and he was like, yeah, I'm trying to put this project together. Do you know anything about screenwriting? Mm-hmm. I had took like 2 weeks in it. I was like, yeah, I know all about screenwriting. I can do that. What's up? And then that's just kind of how it went. I'm like, all right, bet I got this project. We did a whole 5 episodes. Yeah. And then, you know, we just been working together and making movies ever since.
Yeah, you got a big portfolio, dude. I mean, I've gone through your Instagram a couple of times. You guys just keep pumping these films out, man.
Yeah, you trying.
Yeah, no, but they're great too. I mean,
Appreciate it.
yeah, absolutely, and they always have like a great message. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, some of them are obviously just for fun.
For sure.
But the last one we were talking about at Raven, the one that I think you just put out was about like a mother whose son.
Oh yeah. We ain't put that one out yet, but
Okay.
yeah, that's gonna be like a good one. We're gonna take that to schools.
The next one, yeah. Well, and so that's what I was gonna bring up because. Again, we had talked about this on Thursday, but you were just talking about how the education system, at least for high school, is kind of fucked up.
Yeah.
And that's something that you seem a little bit kind of passionate about because you go around to schools. How did you get into that?
Well, I'm gonna give my homie all the credit. It was like his idea.
What's his name?
His name is Amir Rogers.
Okay.
The guy you see me do all my my movie projects with. I'm gonna give him credit.
Okay.
It was his idea. He used to take me to his church. And then his family was always like religious, and like his dad, like he used to be in the streets. He an old head. He's like the OG now. He
really?
telling people, all right, this is what's going on. Like you should move this way, yada yada yada. He's like the old head that talk to all the young kids.
Okay.
Around.
Because he been through.
Yeah, because he been through some stuff.
Yeah.
So like he kind of was like the one that would tell us, yo. Y'all doing something good, y'all should talk to these people. Y'all should bring it to schools. So my homie, he had the idea, I want to do this positive vibe tour, this project that we doing. We're going to take it to schools, this and the other thing. We're going to talk about our life. Because he had dropped out of school in 11th grade, went to Job Corps, went to college, got kicked out of college.
Oh, wow.
He got his own story. I went to college. I fucked up my first year, almost fell out, but then I kept going and succeeded. So we would just go around schools, shoot this little short 5 to 10 minute movie we did just about making the right choices.
Okay.
Tell people our stories, tell the kids our stories, and then we would just have fun. We would have a DJ, some local people that everybody know from Instagram come and.
Yeah, positive vibes tour. That's great. So the concept is basically just kind of working past those hardships.
Yeah. It's basically about, turning the negative to a positive.
Yeah.
Because talking to these kids, a lot of these kids are like, they bad. They mom is not in their life, or they dad not in their life, or they growing up in these circumstances where it's drugs and killing and murder around them, but they still got to go to school every day.
Yeah, that's crazy to think about. Like, trying to fit school into your schedule around, like, murder.
Yeah, that's crazy. And just talking to these kids made me really think, dang, I had it good. Because I know people who's been killed. I know people who've been stabbed, shot, jumped, beat up. But I never felt like, bro, I could die today. I never really felt that.
Right. Yeah, man.
A lot of kids got to go through that, and then still, you telling me I got to do math homework? I'm thinking like that? It's crazy.
It is, man. That's terrible. That's one of the reasons why, like, I mean, I had, obviously, again, suburban Ohio, where I was it's just a big bubble out there, you know? But I did have, like, kind of a jarring experience. Talked about it on stage, like, the juvie thing a little bit. And I got a little bit of perspective with that and seeing the other kids in there. Even in Ohio, there's obviously some shitty areas. And I was able to see that in, real time.
For sure.
Which was crazy. But that's another reason why I wanted to move out here, man. Is just to, like, again, I have no idea what life in the big city is like and how real it can get, man. So, but that's great though. So that's something that you kind of inspired you to. You were able to mix like this passion project that you do with your movies and filmmaking, and turn that into a thing to help other kids that might be on a similar trajectory that you were on.
Yeah, it's facts. Because all of our projects, most of our projects, we got a positive message to it. We want to, leave people with something.
Yeah.
So with this one, it's like, why not bring it to schools?
Yeah.
I was like, I'm 100% for it. So, we started with a couple schools. Other schools heard about it. The kids were telling their staff about it. And then, it just grew into something we did every year.
Nice.
Oh,
yeah, man. You meet some pretty fun kids.
For sure.
Kids, yeah.
For sure. Kids with big dreams. Kids that can dance better than me. Like, kids that got crazy stories. Yeah, you meet all kinds of kids.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's awesome, dude. That sounds like a good time. Sounds like you had fun with it, too.
Oh, for sure.
So, like, do you have plans, like, in projects that like, big dream? You talk about dreams. Like, what is your, like, big... Do you have, like, a passion plan that you're gonna work out in the future, or?
I don't know. My mind be everywhere, so there's like a lot of things I want to do. I wanna win Grammys for my projects.
Yeah.
I wanna tour the world doing stand up.
Right.
One of my scripts, everybody who read it said they thought it read like a book. They thought I should turn it into a book. So I'm doing that. I wanna put a book out there for one of my screenplays.
Yeah, and so how do you balance all those things, all these passion projects, man?
Yeah, it's definitely hard, but that's why I feel like I got a real good team. Like with the film side, when it comes to scheduling and all that, we got a great team.
Smooth operation.
Yeah, smooth operation. So when I jump in, I'm there to help. It's not that I don't gotta do too much, but I can do my niche. Yeah. I don't gotta try to do everything. I can write, do some directing, try to find some people, but like we got a great production assistant where she just like contacts everybody, sends emails, sends the paperwork to everybody, getting info. Like the director, Amir, I'm gonna find this location. He a producer as well. I know this location.
Okay.
Our DP, he has his own camera. I think this will work. He said I grab the slider for this, so. Yeah. It's a smooth operation over there, so I don't gotta go crazy thinking about it 24/7. I can just work on getting better at being a screenplay writer and directing. Just focus on that.
Absolutely. So I think a big lesson from that is like teamwork, like having a good team.
1,000%.
Yeah. How did you meet all those people? Just through the college and growing up around here? Actually,
my friend Amir, I knew him since like the 4th, 3rd grade. Okay. We grew up right next door to each other.
Yeah.
And then from that, the girl who's our assistant, she grew up right up the block. She's a virtual assistant. She does that for companies. Nice. But she believes in what we got going on.
Yeah.
Other homie who's the director of photography, we met him through another guy who we grew up with. He went to he worked with Temple doing all their camera work and whatnot, and he used to do the football games for my homies Flag Football League, and that's how that connection came about. That's how I go. You meet
so
people.
You really know these people too is the other thing, and that's why I feel like it's cool because you know them, that you can trust them to handle their responsibilities.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, which really, like you said, it leaves room in your mind to work on and focus on other things as well.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
well, we all hold each other accountable too. If somebody messes up, like, come on, bro, you gotta get it together. Come on.
That's what I need, dude. That's the reason why, like, I personally started doing stand up is because, like, there were some like YouTube projects and things that we would do back in the day, but you gotta have other people around to like film or come up with ideas and brainstorm with. And some people just aren't reliable about stuff like that, man. They just got their mind on different things, which is not like a bad thing, but it's like this, like if you and I are gonna go into this project together, let's do it together,
right?
But it's cool that you got a dream team like that.
Yeah, real lucky.
So, how do you hold yourself accountable for stand up?
For stand up, now that's where it's hard because I do that by myself.
That's what I'm saying.
So I've been doing stand up since I was 19, but I'm just now at 27 starting to get consistent.
Okay. In
the last 7 months to right before the pandemic, a couple months.
Yeah.
So it's like the way I hold myself accountable is I got student loans. Okay. Like I lit that fire under my ass early. Like, all right, if I want to do this, I'm gonna give myself a reason to where I can't quit.
Right.
So I went to college. I lived in the best dorms. Had the best meal plans. Yeah. All that. Took all that under loans.
Yeah.
So I'm like, when I get out, there's no turning back.
Yeah.
I gotta go hard with this.
Mm-hmm.
So if I go too long without doing stand up, that bill come in the mail or something that'll hit me like, dang, I gotta.
You're gonna be hitting a little harder.
Yeah. I gotta make it happen.
Gotta get out there, man. That's actually really it's a financial investment, really.
For sure, 1,000%.
Financial responsibility, that'll get you every time.
Yeah, exactly.
Motivate your ass to get out there. That's crazy.
Cause I know me, I'll let myself slack if nobody's around.
It's tough, man. Like being comfortable, you give yourself a lot of excuses to be comfortable.
1,000%.
And the thing is, it's easy. And like one of the excuses even is like, well, I need my brain to like decompress so that way I can think clearly to do the things that I want to do.
Right.
But if you give yourself a little too much of that space, then it just doesn't translate, and your mind goes into like a stasis, and just kind of doesn't move.
Yeah, 1,000%.
Yeah, man.
And I experienced that, and I'm not trying to go back there. And then another thing is, because my friends are all achieving their goals and moving forward with their lives, I'm never gonna be the one left behind. I'm like, all right, I can't let them just outwork me. Mm-hmm. I gotta be up there too. Yeah. I got my friend, he just got his master's last week. Like my homie, he got a music deal. Like he got a contract right now. He's working on an album with Def Jam or somebody. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I got a lot of friends that's doing a lot of big things, and I'm not gonna be the friend that's down here still trying to
make shit happen.
Yeah, like I'm gonna work hard too. So I mean, we all on the same level.
Absolutely. So that's kind of what I wanted to ask. Like being 27, how does that affect you and your grind? Like, cause I'm 23, right? So I'm out here. I'm like just starting this stuff. So I'm like, dude, like this is a lot, and coming in and seeing all these other people, it's very intimidating. Yeah. And when people that just started with you are insanely good, like multiple times better than you may ever be,
Right.
So as a 27-year-old, it's cool to hear that seeing those people achieve things kind of motivates you too.
Yeah, for sure.
Is there other ways that like things turn out that kind of helps you grind and things out like that? For sure.
Like I watch stand-up all the time, and I see like when Hannibal Buress put out one of his specials, he was 27, and I'm still down here doing open mics. I don't try to compare, but I try to use that for motivation.
Yeah.
It made me think, all right, if I was really on top of my game when I started and kept on going, then I would probably be a little further. So now I just got to work hard every day to where I'm not 30 saying the same thing I'm saying at 27.
Yeah.
Same thing I'm saying at 25. Like, if this guy can accomplish this, and I try not to compare myself to other people's lives because, everybody is different variables, but it's hard not to.
Yeah.
I don't do it like in a jealous way. I do it like in a motivational way. Like, all right, if they can do this at this age, I can do this.
Yeah. And so I'm kind of hitting this stage now where, like we were talking about with the stand-up, where it's like, I now am realizing like how much time I actually have, because like if I'm doing this 3 days a week, then it's like, okay, I have time to like, I'm gonna 3 days a week indefinitely. You know what I mean?
But I don't want you to think like that, because that's how I thought. Okay. I was 21. I was like, I got so much time. I know people that's 30. Like when I first started doing open mics in Philly, I would come home over the summer, do open mic here or there. I was in my early 20s. I would see people who like 30 plus at these open mics, not even really funny. I'm like, oh, I'm already funnier than this guy. I got time.
Right.
Now I'm 27. I'm still in the same place, kind of. I've done a couple more showcases. I met some more people, but I'm in the same place because I thought I had a lot of time. Damn. I feel like you need a sense of urgency with whatever you're doing.
Right. So. With the sense of urgency, though, doesn't that like cause anxiety?
Well, yeah, I think it depends on the person. I'm not a real anxious person.
Okay. I
feel like life is going to turn out the way it's going to turn out.
True.
My job is just to work as hard as I can to achieve the goals I want. And it's either going to work out or it's not. But it's not for me to decide. It's for me just to do what I can do.
Nah, I like that, though. I do need that kind of sense of urgency to keep me going. Because the alternative is, again, that comfort zone, which quickly turns into like depression or just like slow movements, So I appreciate that. Yeah, I need to. That's why I like being around people. A lot of comics, especially, keep you in that go mode. You know, it's like, I mean, you could stay home and work on something, or you could come out and do an open mic, hang out with us, and get your brain working a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like that's definitely 1,000% needed.
Yeah. People that kind of recalibrate you to adjust.
That's why the people in your circle or your friends got to be people that are doing better than you, I think. I feel like you can't just be in a group of friends with you're doing better than all your friends, because then you're going to think you at the top of the world.
Right.
You could be like right here and your friends right here, but you could be all the way up here if you dealing with... And I feel like your circle is going to motivate you to move up, or they're going to motivate you to stay where you are.
Right.
That's why all my friends, I feel like, doing better than me.
Damn. No, that's good though. That's there's that phrase where it's like you're the product of the 5 closest people to you.
I agree.
Things like
1,000%.
Yeah, and that's a really, really important lesson to learn, man. I don't know. It's tricky though, because some people, they'll trick you into thinking they're successful.
Yeah, that's very true. That's very true. You just gotta use that motivation for what it is.
Yeah.
They look successful, so I wanna be where I think they are. So whether they really are there or not, my motivation is about getting where they are, kind of. Yeah. And that's the good thing about hanging with comics, because you see a lot of comics doing things. You see them working stuff out.
Putting together shows, dude. I can't even hosting, and then, like, they got, like, full-time jobs and stuff, too, man. Like, that's what I really like about the comic scene, is you can get any number of people, man. Like, anybody can walk in and do an open mic, you know? Yeah. And do it consistently. So when you see, you know, like you were talking about, like 30-year-olds, that there might be some that aren't good, but there's some that are, like, on top of their game.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
Things like that. It's really, really motivating. And everybody's so nice in the comic scene, too. Sure. They want you to succeed. They want you, or they want you to bomb really hard and laugh at you.
I feel like every comic feels the same. Like, we all know what it's like to start at the bottom. Mm-hmm. We all know what it's like to want to succeed in comedy. Mm-hmm. So, you know, I feel like if we all going for the same thing, who am I to hinder your progress? Right. Especially if I'm where you at, or just barely above where you at, you know? Yeah. I ain't nowhere special. So.
Absolutely. It's very, it's very leveling to go out and see all those comics.
For sure.
But yeah, man, I think, you know, this might be a good place to wrap it up. You got some projects coming out, though, if you want to, you know, plug them. You know, your Instagram, plug, like, I don't know, you got a website or anything?
Got you. Yeah, we got some projects coming. The film about the mother who lost her son to gun violence. Mm-hmm. I don't know when that's dropping yet. We still editing that, but that's going to come out either late October, early November. It's called Soul Food Sunday. Okay. We're working on a couple Halloween projects that we're going to put together, little short things that's going to go up on Instagram, kind of use filmmaking in a different light than, you know, most people usually be trying something different.
Okay.
So, yeah.
That sounds interesting. What's the gram?
My Instagram is I love Mbeta, so it's I love Mbeta.
And that's the one you post all your production stuff in?
Yeah, I post all my production stuff on there.
What's this experimental stuff you got going on? I'm intrigued.
Yeah, like, I can't really say too much about it now, but it's like different. Okay. It's definitely different than normal filmmaking.
Okay, well, that's what we need, man. I mean, I've seen enough Marvel movies at this point. I don't need, you know, more just like basic shit.
Yeah, exactly. We're trying something different, so I'm real excited about this. I feel like we gonna do something with this one. This one's gonna be a good one.
I like that. All right, cool, man. Well, you know, check them out. Check out the gram. You know, keep an eye out for that sort of stuff. I appreciate you coming out to talk with me.
I appreciate you for having me.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't reminisce often, but.
Another episode of Articulate in the books. Thanks so much, Mbeta, for coming out. Follow him on Instagram. I love Mbeta. I love him, but that's also his Instagram handle. And check out his films. Again, really talented. And obviously, he has a very positive message that he's trying to spread. And it should be something that you would want to support. So go ahead and do that. Also support me if you want. You know, follow me on Instagram if you don't already. And thanks for listening. Once again, I appreciate it. I hope you all have a great week. I love you. Amen. Okay, bye.
Yeah, baby, that's not Denzel.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's not. Dude looks a lot like Denzel, but it's not him.
You're crazy. Look at that. That's Denzel.
Okay, let me ask you this. Did he say he was Denzel?
Well, no. He tried to introduce himself, and I cut him off because I told him I knew who he was.
What kind of car did he drive?
A BMW. 3 Series.
What was his place like?
It was a 2-bedroom condo. And he used the spare room as an office.
Do you hear what you're saying right now?
Hold on, let me...
When you zoom in, the nose gives it away, right?
God damn.
Look, don't beat yourself up about it, okay? There is some good news. If you want to get with Denzel, he's standing right here. Because the real Denzel ain't got shit on me.